The first basic concept that I want to repeat is that you cannot compare two strings directly. For example, assume that you have city1 and city2. You cannot write an if statement, for example, like city1 is greater than city2 or something like that. Okay, you cannot compare two string objects using comparison operators: greater than, greater or equal, less than, less or equal, or just equal or not equal. You cannot do this. Okay, this is not possible. This gives an error to you. You will get an error from this. In order to compare two strings, you have to use the equals method. You write first one of the strings, then dot equals. With this string, you run the equals method, and as parameter you give the other string. If the two strings are equal, then this will give true. It returns either true or false. If the object string and the subject string are equal, then it gives true. Or if the object string and subject strings are different, then it gives false. Okay, so you can check with this kind of if statement the equality of two strings. Of course, if you just put here not, then they will not be same. You can reverse, of course, with the not logical operator. Okay. If you want to check if for inequality, you can write city1 equals city2, for example, and then not in front, which will make, if this is city1 equals city2 is true, which means that if city1 is equal to city2, not will make it false. So here I would be checking inequality. Similarly, in order to compare for greater than or less than, we can use the compare to method. If I want to check two strings to be, if a string is greater than, lexically greater than the other string, what does lexically greater than means? If you put those into a dictionary, city1, if city1 is after city2, then city1 is greater than city2. Okay. If city1 is the strings in city1 comes before string in city2 in a dictionary, let's say, then city1 is less than city2. Or in other words, if the character codes of city1 is before character codes of city2, then it is less than city2. I had given some examples. Where are they? For example, here, let's assume that we want to compare these two. If I want to compare these two, I will start with the first characters. The first characters are same. The second characters are same. And the third characters is K in one and T in the other. Which comes first? K is comes first before K is before T. Therefore, Ankara is smaller than Antalya. Okay. So I had explained this with blah, blah. Let's see, ASCII table. Here we have a file which contains some comparison cases. Would you like me to share this one as well in LMS? It is quite straightforward, but I can share this document as well in LMS if you wish. So compare to is used to compare if two strings are, if a string is lexically before or after or greater than or less than or equal to another string. There are two versions of equals and compare to. The other version is equals ignore case and compare to ignore case. Okay, these two methods are used to compare strings case insensitively. What do we mean by case insensitivity? Lowercase k is equivalent to uppercase k if they are compared case insensitively. Or uppercase a and lowercase a are treated as same. Uppercase z and lowercase z are treated as same, etc. So the uppercase and lowercase of the same characters are treated equally in equals ignore case and compare to ignore case methods. Let's go back slightly back. One of the most important things with strings is to get the length of a string. If I have such a string, then the length of the string is taken by string city.length. Let's put here int len is equal to city.length method call. Attention, here we have parentheses because length is a method of the string class. Okay. So city.length will give me the number of characters in the string object named city. So from here, of course, we will get, for this case, we will get 7. And the indexes in a string start with 0. Since the length is 7 for this string, the last index will be 6 because it started with 0. So in order to get a single character from a string, we use char_add method. Char_add method with a string gives us a single character from the string identified by the index. The first character, if I put here 0, I'll get capital A. If I put here 5 is character Y, etc. Okay. So if I want to get a single character, I will have to use something like that. Java is not Python. Here you cannot use -1 for the last character, -2 for the second from the last character. In order to get the last character, you have to say city.length -1 is the index of the last character. So this will give us the last A at the end. Okay. So this index, this is the length -1 is the index of the last character. Let's continue with concat. Any questions so far about length, char_add equals ignore case compared to ignore case? Okay, let's continue with concat. If I want to concatenate to the end of a string another string, then I can use concat, but the concat returns a new string. It does not change the object string, which means that if I have, for example, city1 and city2, where is our city1 and city2? Let's take these lines. Assume that I have these two variables, and I will change this slightly. Okay. And I want to get a new string in which, in order to abbreviate S1, I will call them S and S2. I will save some typing time. I want to get the string S2 concatenated to the end of S1, but as a new string. So what I can do, I can write string S3 is equal to S1 dot concat S2. So concat method gives me a new string, which is made by the object string concatenated with subject string. Okay. It does not change S1. So you can, if I want to add to the end of S1, S2, what I have to write S1, I can write S1 plus S2, as simple as this. So what happens? Take S1, concatenate to the end of S1, S2, get a string and assign to S1. Okay, so it will create a new string in which will be like Antalya İzmir, and a new string object will be created by this expression, by this string concatenation expression, and that new string object will be assigned to S1. So S1 will not be pointing or will not be referring to this string, but will be referring to this new string. Okay, or S1 will be this string. We can tell it like that. So concat is not too important. You can use, instead of concat, I can use also the plus operator, I can write here S1 plus S2. Okay. These two would be equivalent. If I have another string S4, S4, for example, equal to, let's say, any preference about cities? Let's say Bodrum. Another string S4 is Bodrum. I want to concatenate to the end of Antalya first Izmir, then Bodrum, or first S2 and then S4. Then I can just do it like this. Okay. So usage of plus operator will be enough. I don't need to use the concat, but they put this into language anyway. Replace. I had explained this before. If I want to replace in a string all occurrences of a given character by another character, then I will use replace. Assume that I want to have, I have this S1, which contains Antalya. I want to replace all occurrences of lowercase a with lowercase e. So this a is uppercase, so it is not equal to this character. But this lowercase a is same and this lowercase a is same. So this string will be, a new string will be created, which will consist of this one. All occurrences of the lowercase a will be replaced with lowercase e. How do we write it? S1.replace, it has two parameters. Both parameters have to be characters. Here you cannot write this, okay? In Java, if you have a string, then you can write something. You can have here a string, okay? But if you have a character, you know the car data type, basic data type, then always the characters have to be put between single quotation marks, okay? You cannot put a character between double quotation mark. This will not be a character. This will be a string. A string consists of only one character, and a character and a string are quite different in Java. So I must write here single quotation marks in replace, or I can have, for example, something like that, or I could have a character variable car C1 is equal to, let's say, T, okay, and let's say car C to another character equal to B. So if I write, for example, something like string, some controls, let's take it here. S1 replace all occurrences of the C1 character with C2 character. So what will happen? T, there is a T here. T will be replaced with B. So what I will be? Ambalya. Okay. So replace is used to replace all occurrences of a character with another character. If I want to get part of the string, let's take our string S1. I want to, let's write below the indexes. The first character has index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will make this string a little bit longer. Is beautiful. Okay, this is my string. So the indexes are 0, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are 21 characters, okay? The first index is 0 and the last index is 20. So there are 21 characters in this string. I want to get part of it, starting from index 5 up to index 13. So I want to get this part, okay? 13 is exclusive, so starting from 5 up to, but not including 13 will be ya space is space b. Okay. So how do I do that? I use the substring method. So I will, of course, this will create a new string, which is part of this main string. Let's call it Q1, my substring. So what I will write, S1 dot substring. What is the start index? 5. What is the last index? 12. So I will write here 13. Okay. I will get this part up to 12. Okay. This will be, the result will be ya space is space be. Okay. Is this understood? This is one of the cases. Another we can use with substring either 2 parameters or a single parameter. If I want to take from a given index till the end, I just omit the second index. Okay. If I omit the second part, it will start from the character with this index, and it will take everything up to the end of the string. So if I have, for example, let's put it here, Q2, just 5. What is 5? It is here. So it will be the whole string. Okay. It will not be just, it doesn't stop at any position. It goes until the end. Start with 5 and take all the rest of the string and get a new string. Okay. This gives us a new string, which is made by the character at that index till the end. So indeed in Java string class, there are 2 substring methods. One substring method has 1 parameter. The other substring method has 2 parameters. This is called method overloading. You will, the students who will take CS102, the continuation course in second year, will see that in much more detail. It's not the one of the subjects of our lecture. I will not go into such details, but same method may have different number of parameters, and in that case, it is called method overloading. Okay, but you will get those notions later on in other lectures. Let's continue here. Replace substring lowercase. If you want to convert all letter characters of a string to lowercase, for example, you will use to lowercase. Let's give an example. Assume that our string S1 is slightly different. Alia and Jane are close friends. Okay, so this is our string. There are here 2 uppercase letters. All the rest are lowercase. I want to get a string from this where all letters are lowercase. So instead of having this string, this I want to convert this A and this Jane are friends, let's say, for 20 years. Assume that we have also some digits and punctuation marks and spaces, etc. If I want to get a new string in which all uppercase of this string are converted to lowercase, then we will be using to lowercase method. So what I will say, string A1 is equal to S1 dot to lower case. It is exactly written like that. L is uppercase, CL or an uppercase, and the rest are lowercase. Just parenthesis. So what happens? I will get from this that string in which I will get that in which A is converted to lowercase, J is converted to lowercase, all uppercase letters are converted to lowercase, and all other characters are unchanged. Okay, it doesn't change any other character. It only changes uppercase letters to lowercase. Similarly, if I have, for example, I want to convert everything to uppercase, then I will use two uppercase methods. Let's call it this A2 to uppercase. If I use this, then I will get a string similar to the first one, in which all letters are converted to uppercase. Okay, I will have this string. Is this clear? It doesn't change any other characters. Here we have A, capital A is already is here. It is not changed, but lowercase characters, these characters, these and these characters, these characters, these characters, and these characters are changed, and it doesn't change any other character. It only changes the lower characters to uppercase and leaves the other characters as they are. Index of. I want to find if a string contains some other string, or let's start with a character. I want to check if a string contains a character or not, and find its index. Here, for example, in this string, let's take this string. I want to check if there is, for example, 0 in this string. Okay, how do I do that? I will use index of, or I want to find the index of 0 in this string. So what I will do, I will say int n is equal to s1 dot index of, and a single character I give just, for example, 0, character 0. It will find the position of it. How were the indexes? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 30, 40. So it is the 0 is at position 31. Okay, the index of 0 is 31. 10, 20, 30, 31. So what I will get from here, I'll get 31 as the result. But if I just check not index of 0, but index of 1, for example, is there any digit 1 character inside the string? No. What I will get, let's check it here. If the character is not found, it returns -1. Okay. If the character doesn't exist, this character doesn't exist in the string, then I will get -1. Okay. Another Alia and Jane 2, Alia 24 and Jane 2 are friends for 20 years. I want to check the position of 2. If I do this, what I will get, this 2 is at position 4. For that one, I will get value 4. But if I want to check 2 after the 10th character, so I can write here comma 10. What will happen? Then it will try to find this character starting from this index. This index is 10, which is here. So it will try to find the first occurrence of 2 in this region, where it is here. So I will get as a result 15. Okay. So we can use index of in several ways. One is just with a single character, in which case it will find the index of the first occurrence of these 2. There are 3 2s, one here, one there, and another one there. So what is the index of the first occurrence? It is 4. I will get 4 in this case. Okay. But I want to find the first occurrence of 2 starting from a given position in the string, starting from 10. So in this area, I want to find the first occurrence of character 2. In that case, what I will write here character, comma, start index. Starting from this index, where is the first occurrence of 2? It is here. So it is index 15. I'll get 15. Next, I can use index of with not a character, but a string as well. Assume that I want to find, for example, index of, let's write it again, index of, now I will put here a string, space and a. I want to find the first occurrence of space and a in the string, space followed by a. Okay, this substring, I want to find this. There is space and a here, and there is a space and a here. Okay, there are 2 occurrences. What is the position of the first occurrence? It starts at index 6. So here I'll get 6 for this. Okay. And similarly, if I just type give a string, comma, an index position starting from 11, which is where it is this character has index 11. So when I say S1 index of a string, comma, an index, 11 is here. So it will try to find, it will give me the position of the first occurrence of this string, space A, which is here. What is its index? 16. So I will get 16. Okay. Let's see here. So there are 4 types of index of. Just a character finds the first occurrence of the character in the string. A character and an index finds the first occurrence of this character starting from this index. Just a string finds the first occurrence of this string in the main subject string, or a string and an index, first occurrence of this string starting from this index position. If I have, for example, here B, is there any space and B? No, I'll get -1. If it doesn't find, it gives you -1. Why not 0 but -1? I can write here, for example, AL. AL is at the beginning. Okay. So what is the result? 0. 0 is a valid result for index of, because this string exists in the first occurrence of this string AL is here, AL, and then it is index position 0. So 0 is a valid number. Negative numbers are not valid. So index of returns -1 if that string is not found in the after this position, or it is not found in whole string if there is no second parameter. Last index of, there is another function which is last index of. Let's repeat this. In this case, it starts from the end. Okay, last index of, what is the last index of 2? It is 2 here, so it is position 33. Okay, I will get 33 because this character, the last occurrence of this character is here. Again, if I have, for example, here 7, is there any 7 character or x? X, is there any x here? No, no x. So what I will get? -1 again. So last index of goes backwards. It starts from the end and goes towards the beginning. Let's put here again 2 to get 33. Is it 33? Yeah, 33 is the last index, the index of the last occurrence of 2. And if I want to, let me check from index. I will check this. It can be just I'm in doubt. My lecture notes may have some error. Let me quickly check here in Google. Java last index of. Let's go here. This is a nice site, W3 Schools. From index. Okay, that's my lecture notes are correct. So if I give, for example, last index of 2 starting from position 36, 36 is here, starting from here till the rest, is there any 2? No, I'll get -1. Okay. So this is the start index, starting from index 36 till the end. What is the last occurrence of 2? But what is the index of the last occurrence of 2? There is no 2 after the position 36, so I will get -1. And similarly, if I have, for example, is there Anya? Why I have an twice, okay? So instead of this, I will have an. If I do this, what I will get? I'll get the last. There are 2 occurrences of an here and here. So when I search for this string, the last occurrence of that string is here. So the index is 14. Okay, so I will get 14. If I had, for example, an, I would get 2. Here there is an and an here. So this an is at the beginning. So index of will give me the first occurrence, and this an is the last occurrence of an in this main string. So I will get 40. Again, if after a given, if I can have here, for example, 20. Let's put here 20. There are 2 occurrences of 20, 20 here and 20 there. If I want to search 20 starting from index 11, so starting from here, what is the last occurrence? It is this one. It will be 35. But even if I put just 20 here, the last occurrence is again 35. Okay. So, but if instead of 11, I give 36, starting from this position, there are no occurrences of that string. So last index of gives me the index of the index of the last occurrence of the given character or given string. I want to check if a string exists in another string. Of course, I can check it with index of. Assume that I have a string A1 is equal to some string, blah, blah, blah, blah, whatever, okay? And I have another string A2. And then I want to check if the whole A2 occurs in A1 or not. Let's put an example. Jane Fonda was a nice actress. This, okay. What is this? I want to check if check if fonda exists in the string or not. There are two ways of doing this. I can use index of. How can I do that? I can say if A1 dot index of A2, if this is not equal -1, then A2 exists in A1. Okay, it will give me a positive number. If this A2 doesn't exist in A1, then index of will give me -1, as I explained above. This is one way, but there is a more simple way of doing this. I can write if A1 contains A2, then I will get true. If A2 exists in A1, this will be non-zero and not negative, not -1. So not equal -1 will be true if A2 exists in A1. So I will get true here. And similarly, contains will give me either true or false. If the subject string exists in the object string, then contains returns true. Otherwise, it returns false. Of course, this is more simple than writing this here. You have to know that index of returns -1 if that string is not found in that object string. Then you have to type it not equal to -1, etc. Is this understood? I will not explain split now because we haven't seen the arrays yet. The split method is used to split a string into an array of strings. Assume that I want to get all words separated by space or all tokens separated by space. So from this string, using the separator space, for example, I want to get Jane, and Fonda was a nice actress with dot as well, because that is not a space. So from here, if I want to get an array of strings separated by splitting this A1 with space, then I will have to write string array, let's say parts equal to A1 dot split with a space. Split requires a string. Okay, here I put a string which only contains a space, so it splits those. So I will get an array of strings. My first element will be Jane, then the second element will be Fonda, etc., etc. And the last string will be after the last space, which is this part. Okay. But since we haven't seen the arrays yet, for the time being, you are not responsible from split. By the way, the midterm you have probably seen in CS102 in LMS that the midterm exam will be done on next week, Monday at 5 o'clock in university classrooms. I will announce the classroom here in a few days. I will be coming to Antalya for the midterm, and I will be in the exam. So you will be able to ask questions to me. The exam will be on 17 or it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 to 7 o'clock in the afternoon on Monday next week. And the string class is included to the midterm, but you are not responsible from this split method because it is generating an array. And we haven't seen the arrays. The arrays will be covered after the midterm. One input and output, and then we will have arrays. In 2-3 weeks time, we will come to array subject. So all the rest is included except the split method. Okay, you are not responsible from this. Character methods. I will do a quick introduction to character methods and then finish the lecture. So, what are character methods? The character methods are used to check if a single character is of a given character type. What are character types? Letters is one character type, digits, letter or digit, A to Z or 0 to 9. Is it uppercase character or lowercase character or white space? What is white space? Space character, tab character, new line character are all white space characters. Let me write it here. White space characters are either space or backslash T, which is tab character, or backslash N, new line character. There are one or two more, but this is the ones that we will be using in this course. These are white space characters. Space character, tab character, new line character. A string may contain backslash N as well, or tab character. Here we already have spaces. My string can be something like that. Even Jane Fonda, and then a tab character here was a blah blah, and a new line character here, for example. Okay. So backslash N. On the next A will be on the next line. After Fonda, we have a tab character. After tab character, there can be no character or no space or not. So this is a single character. This is a single character. If I want to look to the indexes of them, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is index 10. Then here it is 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is a single character. So W has index 11. Okay. So when you write such a string, this is a single tab character. This is backslash N is a single new line character. And we can check any character individually by using these character methods, if it is a letter character or not. Let's start with more simple examples. Char C is equal to, for example, character H. Then if I write, for example, some if statement containing is, but attention, here, these methods are character methods. They are not string methods. They are always used with character class name. Okay. So what I have to write, character dot is letter. Okay. Of course, inside I will put the character. We write the methods like this. These are static methods. Character class. There is a class called character in Java, and that's why we are calling character methods, because they are methods of the character class. So when we want to use them, we will be always using like this character method name and the character as parameter. All of them will be used like that. Since this is a letter, this letter will give me true. Okay, I'll get true from here. But if the character were, for example, 7, I would get, of course, false, because this character is not a letter character. But I have, for checking digits, I have this is digit. Let's copy this. So is digit. I will get true for this one. Okay. 7 is a digit character. If I use letter or digit, is it letter or digit? Yes, it is a digit. So I will get true. Is uppercase? No, it's not a letter character, first of all, so it's not an uppercase letter. I will get false. If I have, for example, here T, what I would have is letter true. Is the digit false? Is letter or digit true? Is uppercase true? Okay. So in order to check a given character's type, we are using this. Is uppercase? Yes. Is lowercase? No. Capital T is not a lowercase character, so we will get false from here. Is white space? White space. The S is lowercase because white space is a single combined word for Java, so we will get false. If I have here, for example, space, all these will be false, but only the last one would be true. Okay. Let's put it like this. So all these would be false. Only white space would be true if there is a either space here or backslash T or backslash N, etc. Another two more methods, and I will finish the lecture. Remind me on Thursday. I will write some programs which are using the character, is letter, is digit, etc. These methods, and I will just explain this to uppercase and to lowercase. I want to have another character variable char v is equal to character to uppercase and C. What I will get returns the uppercase form of the specified character value. So if the character is lowercase t, for example, what I will get? I'll get as result uppercase T. If it is already uppercase T, I'll get again itself. It doesn't change in that case. If it is already uppercase, I will get uppercase. If it is lowercase, I will get uppercase as well. Or if it is a digit character, I'll get it back as it is. Okay, so uppercase will not change it. I will get the same character. To be sure, I will just Google search. Because I will character converted. Okay, yeah. If the character is not a letter character, it gives it back as it is. Okay, it doesn't change the character. Similarly to lowercase, gives me the lowercase of a character. All requires the. So instead of to uppercase, if I put here lowercase, if my character is, for example, y, what I will get lowercase y. Okay. Any questions about strings, string methods, characters, character methods?